All right, we're live. I am here joined by the author of Overcoming Life's Obstacles, a really great anthology book. We have the primary author for it. Her name is SHAWNA Melissa Stockman. She is currently sharing this with her list on Facebook.
All right,
so
we're
I'm
live.
just filling time here. I heard myself in the background there, so she must have gotten the right page now. And once you've got it all shared, we will jump into a fun conversation about the book, Overcoming Life's Obstacles. In the meantime, let me, in case you didn't read it in the description, give you the link. You can get your free copy of Overcoming Life's Obstacles today by simply going to that link that I just shared there. You can get the book for free today. It's an amazing book. There's a whole list here in the description of all the authors that are in the book. Some really incredible people that are not only are they doing amazing things in life, but it's fun, and it's good for us to look at the things that other people are overcoming. Sometimes I think what happens is we get so stuck in the middle of our own stuff that it just feels like the worst ever. And then God has a way of kind of bringing into our face. It's like, look at all of the things that everybody else is going through. And it makes the stuff that is just so big in our own world go back down into the perspective of how little it really is. So, Melissa, are you ready?
Yes. Can you possibly share it to my wall? Because my obstacle right now is it will share everywhere but to my own wall.
Let me see if I can do that real quick here. This is a fun new live for us, folks. We're doing technology as we speak. Actually, this isn't even the first time I've done technology. While I'm doing a Facebook Live, is it? You guys have seen it before, and trying to.
Oh, I got it. Look at that.
Did you get it to share to your wall?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go. I won't even have to share it then. And you got to see the side of my face too while I was looking over the other side. So. All right. Are you ready to have fun conversation about your book?
Yeah, definitely. Fun time.
Well, then join me in welcoming Shannon.
And thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about you and how you show up in the world.
Okay. I'm SHAWNA Melissa Stockman, and basically I'm a holistic healer and a nurse practitioner in the industry for over 3 decades now. And I literally went from heart failure myself, overdosed by the doctors, and left hopeless by the specialist, to healing myself and now helping a lot of others also feel better, re-energize, be happier, often without meds.
So there are a bunch of people in this book. Let's start there. Do you happen to have the list in front of you?
Sure. Right up here. I've read this manuscript 2,000 times to edit it.
So can you tell us each of the person's names and what they're talking about that they overcame?
Sure, that would be great. So we literally have in this book, Overcoming Life Obstacles. I was the producer and one of the contributing authors. There's literally about 30 of us from around the world, several different states and a few different countries as well. We have Canada and Australia as well. We have ordinary to literally extraordinary. We have everyday people, we're not real authors by trade. We're real people with real struggles that overcame, and we want to show the world that you're not alone in your similar struggles, to give you hope and inspiration and the knowledge and tools you need to overcome your similar obstacles at an expedited rate. So we have, let me just go through some of the authors. Okay. Oh, Michele King. She's from Minnesota. She is a 3-time divorcee. Divorcee rates in the US are over 50%. So she is the pro at divorce and is helping others to expedite the pace. We have, you want me to go down most of them? Because there is about 29. Okay.
Yeah.
We have, huh?
Yeah, go through all of them.
Okay, cool. We have Veronica Gianferri. Oh my God, she has a heart of gold. This lady has overcome, well, I could disclose it because it's in the book, it's not a secret. Everything from abuse as a child to physical, mental, sexual. People can so relate to these stories. Cancer battles on and off for years, given a death sentence of stage 4 cancer in 2018, almost 4 years ago now, told you had 2 months left to live. Just yesterday, we announced she is in partial remission and it is no longer in her blood due to both merging the chemo and the biohacking that I do. We have also discussed in the book is multiple personalities as a coping mechanism from abuse. We have her husband, the spouse, who writes his side of the story, how it was to cope with someone with cancer, and they're in New Hampshire. John McGill is in Australia. He is a Harley advocate, and he writes about losing his wife to cancer, his wife of many, many years. So there's a lot of really good struggles in there. We have Coryn and Jocelyn Martin. I'm getting chills. Their mom was a dear friend of mine, Michele Martin. They're in New York. They lost their mom to the battle of a malignancy, and they wrote about their battle and losing their mother. We have my niece, Shannon Koborie, with her amazing artwork. She's going to college now for art. And speaking of art, we have the Scott Jacobs in our book, world-renowned artist. We have some of his, he's in Dakota. We have some of his artwork in the book and on the back cover. Especially good for those Harley lovers. He does a lot of surreal paintings that look like pictures and exactly like pictures, especially Harleys. He's the licensed artist for Harley, Ford, Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe. We have Dr. Theresa Ronna. She is the dance doctor. She overcame, she's in New Jersey, overcame ADHD and dyslexia to become not only a doctor, but a surgeon. And she had to end her dance career, and now she's the surgeon for dancers. We have Maria Krassas, who literally was from another country, an immigrant to the US, and had open heart surgery as a little baby, and then came to the US to live. So she talks about her struggle with her husband's heart problem and immigration. Annmarie Hess, also fellow Long Islander and 8 o'clock shotter, she discusses her obstacle that she had to overcome was her son's special needs and how biohacking really helped him as well. Heather discusses losing her mom, her dearest friend. She's also in Long Island. Joyce Michaels-Goldstein writes about a trauma she had as a child, being bullied and beat up by the gang, and her parents and maybe the mom not being as supportive. Konstantinos, another Long Islander, wrote about, he was a bodybuilder, pro bodybuilder, and he fell a few stories during work. His coworker died. It was a lethal accident, and he had multiple surgeries. Jenny Stapleton went from caregiver to caregiver coach. She is in Canada. Her husband all of a sudden became paralyzed, and she had to switch roles. So we have a lot of good stories. We have Bob Policastro, is the founder of Angela's House. His little girl was a special needs child, Angela, and he had to commute a far distance to go visit her. So he created a nonprofit to have children stay on Long Island with 24/7 nursing in a regular home setting. We have Rich Gambale, who battled cancer and won. Lori Zucker, who lost her little girl to a malignancy. Jon Court is a record-breaking professional athlete who broke the Kentucky Derby just before COVID for being the oldest man ever to compete in the Kentucky Derby at 55 and keep up with the youngins, and he thanks that to biohacking. Sylvia Jones is originally from Jamaica, lives in the UK prior, talks about her fight for life and how I, as her nurse practitioner and biohacking, helped her. We have Viktoria Seavey, who discusses her her medical disorder and leaving her looking for hope and inspiration. Deanna Taylor lost three of her three babies. Two were stillborn, and one did not survive much after birth. Peta Gillian is in Australia, and she talks about her assault, her sexual assault as a child, and having to go to school and face these same children every day. Mistie Layne wrote about her tragic motor vehicle accident that killed a young child, and she made her master message. Dominique Hays also wrote about her sexual abuse as a child and going from victim to empowering herself to overcome. Heide Dangelo wrote about being deaf and overcoming that, a disability. And D.K. Warinner wrote about the corporate world, how, you know, sometimes you're just miserable going to work every single day. So they're all different states, a few different countries. And let me see if I skipped anyone. Just give me 1 second. And myself, of course, you know, I went from heart failure and hopeless by the specialist and overdosed by the doctors to helping heal myself without meds, and now showing a lot of other people, like all these other readers, that there is hope and inspiration and knowledge and tools that they can use to overcome their similar obstacles at an expedited pace. And I think I got everyone. I hope.
What a great group of people. So tell me, what was your favorite part about this book? What did you enjoy the most about putting together the book and your story and all that?
Getting it done. I love helping people, and that's why I went into nursing. I really love helping people. And I wish, you know, my grandma was my idol. And after she passed, I didn't have anyone that I can look up to that had already been there, done that, and could teach me. So I think a lot of other people can look at this and have hope, like, and inspiration, like, wow, this story is a lot like mine, and they overcame, and what can I do to overcome? So it's just it's empowering, and it's like the road less traveled, right? Why does everyone have to take the road less traveled? I've already been there, done that. I can show them how. The 3-time divorcee can show them how to get through it. And I learned this: smart people learn from their own mistakes, but wise people learn from the smart people's mistakes. So I want everyone to just read this book and be wise.
I love it. Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about biohacking and what you do in the world. Tell us, what does that mean?
Okay. Biohacking is basically hijacking, right? Hijacking means you're taking control over something. So biohacking, when we break up words, it's a lot easier to understand. Bio is like our biology, and hacking is taking control over it. So we're learning to take control over our own biology. We used to believe we were just stuck with our parents' genetics, right? It's not longer like that. We inherit the genes, but we have the power, and I want to empower people to realize this. We have the power to decide if those genes are coming out or not. For instance, I've seen a study with identical twins, looked exactly alike, right? Exact genes, separated at birth, reunited when in their 40s, 50s. One looked so much older. She was smoker, eating junk food, out in the sun a lot. Identical genes, same family history. The other one, I believed, exercised, ate healthier, looked a lot younger. And another example is my grandma. All her siblings had diabetes. She watched what she ate, watched her sugars, kept her weight down, never developed diabetes. So we have the power to decide a lot of the time if a gene is going to be expressed or not. We can actually choose if we're going to have diabetes. And another example is I had a patient once come in, over 300 pounds, first time I met him. Blood pressure high, sugars high, family history. He said it runs in the family. I said, you know what? It's your family that showed you how to eat these bad foods and sedentary lifestyle. And that's what caused the weight, which caused the high blood pressure and the diabetes. Once I empowered him to know that, And I said, if you don't watch it, you're going to end up on insulin and pills for blood pressure, sugars. He dropped 100 pounds. I helped him lose 100 pounds. His diabetes went away. His hypertension went away. He was off the meds. His knee pain went away. He wasn't dragging around 100 pounds, and he was more energetic. So we have the power, and I want to help people understand that they're not just stuck with their genes.
That's perfect.
Yes.
So if somebody,
can I add this? I'm sorry. So biohacking, what we do is we do it through something called nutrigenomics. Nutrigenomics is by things we ingest, nutrients, helping to decide if certain genes are going to be expressed or not. So these could be with foods or different herbals that and for me, it's not, I call it not active, not supplementation, but activation. We're actually, by nutrients we ingest, activating pathways in our body to do what they used to do and should be doing.
That's perfect.
Sorry.
So what can a person do if they would like to work with you and learn more how to biohack themselves?
That's a great question. I deal with the whole realm, from literally the newborn baby to the 100-plus-year-old, the professional athletes, because it's not a banned substance and doesn't break into banned substances. So I deal with not only the super healthy that want to stay super healthy, but also I have a lot that come to me. They've been to a lot of specialists, a lot of doctors who say, try this, try that. They still have symptoms. They're still getting worse. And those are the ones, after they come to me, they say, Melissa, oh my God, you're the first one in all these years that introduced to me activation, not supplementation. And thanks to you, I'm off all my meds and I haven't felt this good in years. And I love hearing those stories. I have one recently that said decades. Imagine that. You haven't felt this good in decades? Wow. So a lot of them come to me after all the specialists and then they find out about me. They can reach me a couple of different ways. I do seminars and webinars a lot on Zoom. I do personal one-on-one consultations as well. They can, my website's under a tiny bit of construction right now. The one for the book is overcominglifeobstacles.com. And the one for the biohacking is worldwellnessexpert.com. That's worldwellnessexpert.com. They can click contact, and I will get an email from them. And I apologize about a little construction. Come back soon, but the links are up and working.
So give us all one tip. What is the number one thing we can do to begin biohacking ourselves today?
Read the book and then go to my website, World Wellness Expert, see about my upcoming seminars and contact me. It's like this, it kind of irks me a little bit that we put our seatbelt on right before we get in a plane, okay? Buckle up before that plane takes off. Steve, do you know the odds of that seatbelt helping you? Do you have any idea?
Is less than zero an option?
Yes. The odds, okay, a lethal plane crash, the odds of you dying in a plane crash are 1 in 11 million. And if you wear that seatbelt from a few miles up, you're probably not going to survive. So we wear our seatbelt in case we're the 1 in 11 million. But the cancer rates in a lifetime of an adult are 1 in 2 in the US. And what is anybody doing to be proactive? There's all these cancer centers. Do you see a lot of preventative centers around? No. So we have to buckle up our seatbelts on life. The obesity now is 1 in 4, and these are U.S. statistics as of recent. Diabetes, 1 in 3. Cancer, not 1 in 7 anymore, or 1 in 4, or 1 in 3. It's 1 in 2 in adults in your lifetime in the U.S. And we need to be more proactive, not reactive. Proactive means get ahead of it. What can you do to better your odds and stay healthy? So it's like buckling up your seatbelts on life is being proactive. Activation, not supplementation. And just reach out to World Wellness Expert and see about my upcoming seminars and click the, hey, I want to biohack. Oh, when they get the free book today, within this next hour, there will be a link at the end of my chapter to Biohack Now. And if they click that, they can get started immediately.
Perfect. Well, I put the links for every single Amazon across the entirety of the world here in the Facebook Live. And I encourage you to get your copy of the book today for free. Melissa, thanks so much for spending some time with us here today.
I thank you very much. And yes, the world, if they're watching this live, they have about a half hour until 1 Eastern time to get this book for free on the link below, or I guess Amazon. And then we'll soon have personalized autograph copies and bulk orders available on the website, Overcoming Life Obstacles. And I want to help a lot of the nonprofits as well, so they can reach out to me as well. And yes, when they share this link, they're also going to be entered in to win personalized autographed copy by some of the authors. And I'm going to give a few of those out. The more times they share this link, the more entries they'll get.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, for having me. It's amazing.